the IIT, the IIM equivalent or the Harvard equivalent, fantastic job, life is great, become a founder. Or if not, continue. बहुत सारे shades in terms of whether you want to be a founder, whether you want to continue as an entrepreneur. But nobody goes into the depth, Ahana, of how does a small town girl crack IIT, number one. Number two, the fact that IIT also, a lot of my friends in this season have told, is the greatest equalizer. Because जब आप IIT में पहुंचते आपको लगता है आपने तो सब कुछ अचीव कर लिया, आप ही आप हो, बाकी सब आपके सामने कुछ नहीं, आप ही तोप हो. But when you come there, you realize you're perhaps the least smartest of the lot because every other smart individual has cracked it. So take us through a bit about, for the benefit of our audience, for the benefit of our viewers, what is it like to crack IIT? So there are a lot of people who are in that jagdojahd. I want them to understand and learn from you. When you look at IIT, how easy is it? How is life in IIT? Take us through that journey. Take us through the journey of a Harvard. How does life happen in Harvard? Because Harvard is a dream for so many people. They can't afford it. Very few people can crack and go with the scholarship like you did. So take us through a bit of that journey because I want to say why I'm saying this. These are the ammunition that allows the benefit of choice to an individual to follow his or her heart. जब तक आपके पास choice नहीं है ना, you can't follow your passion. फिर you have to do something so well till you can take out time, which I was giving you an example. So थोड़ा सा इस journey पे जाइए. Take us through your IIT journey. Take us through the Harvard journey. How did all of it happen?
So I think firstly, I will take zero credit for this. Again, I'll thank my angel mother. She was the reason. She always, as I said, inspired me कि भाई education पे focus करो, and that's one thing which I'll tell to a lot of people that please invest in education for girls. I think it's extremely important that we do that. मुझे लगता है इंसान में ना एक सर्वाइवल एक माइंडसेट होता है. मेरे सामने दो ही रास्ते थे. एक तो मेरी मॉम ने बोला था एक आरडी गर्ल्स कॉलेज है, यहाँ पे तुम्हारा एडमिशन करा देंगे अगर तुम्हारा आईआईटी में नहीं हुआ तो.
Okay.
And I really did not want to study
in RD girls
in that college in Bharatpur. And I really wanted a better life. तो वो होता है ना कि जिंदा रहने की जो फाइट होती है.
Clutching straws syndrome.
Exactly. That is what it was. And
so how do you prepare for it? Where do you go?
I think.
Did you also go to the usual quota from Rajasthan? Yeah. How's that journey? Tell us a bit about that.
See, I think sabki and again, firstly, I also want to put a disclaimer that neither IIT nor HBS nor IIM is needed to be successful in life. Because कभी-कभार क्या होता है कि हम ये चीज़ें डाल देते हैं और हमें लगता है this is the only path to success. If you see a lot of successful founders, Vijay Shekhar Sharma, Kunal Shah, I mean, they have a completely different trajectory. Yeah. So I also don't want to put a lot of weightage to these brand names. Honestly,
I can't resonate more than that. I come from no brand name. Yeah.
Exactly. And to be honest, Vinayak, I wasn't confident enough to have self-belief, and that's the reason I was looking for this external validation and all these external brands to put on the resume to prove a point to the world that I'm worthy enough. Now, if you think about it, I feel chasing external validation, and that's the reason why all these brands as well. So there's nothing, as I said, it's neither necessary nor sufficient.
इसको आप hold करना because I want to come back to this also after you finish the journey bit.
Yeah, so I think a lot has been said, written about IIT, but one thing which I'll highlight that especially when I went to IIT, it was a class of 600, approximately 600 people. There were only 28 girls. So there is a lot of things that are said about you only because you're very one of the few girls, and it really helped me build a thick skin. मुझे लगता है कि काफ़ी जो दुनिया होती है उसकी एक अच्छी एक्सपीरियंस मुझे IIT में मिल गया. एंड अदर थिंग
क्रैक कैसे किया आपने?
मेहनत है, उसका कोई आंसर नहीं है, आप बस मेहनत करो. I think
how difficult is it?
It's extremely difficult. It's extremely hard because it's one of the toughest exams, and there, I think you really just need to, again, I would say it again and again, like put your head down and work and really have that belief that this is something that you deserve and you really need to be there. So for me, that was the motivation that I really need to get out of Bharatpur. And to be honest, that's why IIT Bombay. I really wanted to come to Bombay and imagine like living in a tier 3 city, and Bombay always had this charm. So that's the reason I came to IIT Bombay. And
how was it when you entered? Was it the greatest equalizer?
I think it wasn't about that people around me were smarter than me. For me, it was about where I came from, even the language. I did not speak English. I did not have any idea what to wear. I did not have any idea how to talk. I had seen no world. I lived in such a protected world, locked house. My mom was always there to protect me. And when I came to IIT, there were people from like metro cities. They were very well prepared. And it came as like a shock, because you realize that, oh, this is a completely different world. And especially on top of that, if you are a girl and there's so much random things which are said about you. I mean, there are things like in IIT, there are males and non-males. So, you go
the term they use is she-males, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, this is, this is, to be honest, I tried so badly to fit in. All my friends were guys, and they used to tell me, "Yeah, don't behave like a girl." And I said, "No, I'm not behaving like a girl," because I so badly wanted to fit in. And now when I think about it, I was like, wow, I will behave like a girl because I am a girl. Yeah. So these were some of the experiences which actually made me a better person, a stronger person. I built a thick skin. Having said that, I really want to give a lot of credit to IIT as well. I think people know it for the acads. But for me, it was an opportunity to explore the world. I would have never imagined that I would do theatre in my life. Yeah. But it gave me an opportunity to play at Prithvi Theatre, be on stage, be a storyteller. Who could have imagined IIT will make you experience that world? Then entrepreneurship. Again, that was something which I was part of the entrepreneurship cell at IIT Bombay, and that was the first time I interacted with founders and I interacted with investors. And this is my message to everyone. Like if I have to talk to the audience, I would say that जब आपको एक platform मिलता है, you have to make the best out of it.
Leverage it.
हाँ, और कभी आप ये मत सोचिए कि ये नहीं मिला, जो भी मिला उसमें बहुत मेहनत करिए. आप किसी भी कंपनी में हैं, किसी भी रोल पर है, आज आपके हाथ में जो काम है ना, just give your 200% and you will always move in the right direction. कभी कभार ना हम बैठे रहते हैं, हम सोचते रहे हमें ये नहीं मिला, हमें वो नहीं मिला, and ये पाथ लूँ या ये पाथ लूँ. It's not about which path. Whatever path you're on, just give your 100%. True. Be that person कि भाई इसको दिया है तो that person will just kill it, make that legacy. So that way I think it was a fantastic journey, and again for me, I really wanted to create. I was very passionate about the consumer world. I wanted to build brands in India, and I thought this was in 2014, where I thought India was like a supply constrained market, and there were a lot of people who were demanding better products, but there were none, and for that was the motivation for me to go to Harvard, get...
How difficult was it?
It's सब कुछ like difficult. I think Vinayak, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you really want to do something great, it's 10. The difficulty level is 10.
But the best part is that we have to go into detail, because again the purpose of this podcast, Ahana, is कि यार दुनिया में ना बहुत कुछ दिखा जाता है, बहुत कुछ बोला जाता है. But people who have actually gone through it, faced it, they can go more granular about things to say कि difficulty के भी एक levels होते हैं, right? एक दर्शक के लिए क्या चाहिए? एक दर्शक के लिए चाहिए कि is it achievable or is it so specific in terms of a beautiful adage to say कि यार अर्जुन का मछली का आँख तो यार अर्जुन ही तोड़ सकता है. My point is, can we look at a mindset to say that this is something that is achievable? People like you make it achievable. People like you show it to the people to say कि यार अगर you can do it, a lot of others can do it.
So Vinayak,
so go a little deeper in that.
I am a very average person. If I can do it, anyone can do it. I think
so this is what I want to hear. So therefore tell me how.
So the only thing I would say that, and sometimes I wonder what is my strength, and I don't think I am the smartest person in the room. I don't think I'm the most articulate person in the room. I don't think I'm the strongest person in the room. The only thing which I know is be resilient and not give up. अगर आपको लाइफ में कुछ चाहिए तो उसके पीछे लग जाओ. and that's the principle I have used every single time. Whether when I was at PNG, उन्होंने बोला कि marketing supply
Was PNG after IIT?
PNG was after IIT. उन्होंने बोला supply chain से marketing में नहीं जाते हैं, but मुझे जाना था. Again, that resilience that I went from supply chain to finance, then to marketing, but because I wanted to do it. When I was at Harvard Business School, I don't think there was any international from India who had joined General Mills. It's again a multi-billion-dollar FMCG company. They were not hiring internationals from India, but I wanted to do it, and not because I was like an extremely smart person, but I had that resilience that if I want something, then you really have to do it. अगर आप बोलते हैं ना शिद्दत से करते हैं, उसका फल मिलता ही है इंसान को. So आप मुझसे कोई भी क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे विनायक, I don't think there is a recipe. If I knew कि हार्वर्ड में आप कैसे जा सकते हो, I would have just started a company where I will give you कि आइए मैं आप two things that work for me.
Yeah, you never have recipes, but you have paths for people who have achieved that. They can show direction and paths. So I'm sure there are certain things that would have worked for you. Would love to hear that so that, again, the viewers can take back some directive. Yeah. Idea is for achievers to show the direction. That direction is very curated, है ना, Ahana? It might work for some, it might not. But imagine that there is a direction at least that's achievable. So let's talk about that. What worked for you?
So I think two things. Firstly, I think you have to be a very authentic version of yourself. I think a lot of people, when they are writing about, and I'm just talking about Harvard, but in general, if you want to go to an Ivy school, I know a lot of people have reached out to me and they're like,
what is an Ivy school?
So
sorry, I'm asking again not for my sake, I'm asking for the sake of the audience.
Yeah, so you can just say that like the top business schools of the world, if you really want to go there, you have to write essays. So IIT में बहुत ही objective exams होते हैं जहाँ पे आपको एग्जाम क्लियर करना होता है, एंड इफ़ यू गेट गुड मार्क्स यू गेट थ्रू IIT, यू गो टू IIT, एंड टिपिकली MBA स्कूल जो होते हैं वो डिफरेंट होते हैं. वहाँ पे आपको पूरी एप्लीकेशन लिखनी होती है. आपको ऑफकोर्स एक GMAT का एग्जाम देना होता है where you get a score, and of course you ideally need 700 plus
for eligibility.
Like they haven't clarified, but typically that's what I've heard. That's a good benchmark to have.
How much did you get?
I think I got around 730 plus or something. Along with that, you have to write an application. And a lot of the times, you try and copy someone else's journey because they went to that Ivy League school or they went to Harvard or Stanford.
So you think that some people might think that might just
that's
work.
That's a recipe. But what I've realized, the people who are interviewing you, they are so smart.
And they've gone through all of that.
They want to know the real you. They want to know the real Vinayak, your journey. Why do you want to go to Harvard? What value you can add? What value can Harvard give you? I think a lot of the times we don't think about what value can I add to the school? What perspective can I bring to the classroom which every other student would value? So you really need to highlight your experiences. It could be your personal experiences. It could be your professional experiences. I think Vinayak, the other thing I would say that जो level of risk होता है that might differ for people. I think मेरे लिए I also had the safety net of IIT and Harvard that if things don't go as per the plan, I'm not saying that I have a plan B, but then of course these brands also provide you a safety net which might not be available, which might not be there for other people. But I think the other thing which I would again highlight, Vinayak, that risk level सबका अलग होगा. Of course, I had the safety net because of the tags of IIT and Harvard. बाकी लोगों के लिए शायद ये tags ना हो, तो risk थोड़ा ज़्यादा होगा. Irrespective, whatever the risk is, I think it's worth taking the plunge. It's worth taking the risk.